Greetings everyone and welcome back to another installment in the Phone Archive series, a series in which I look at weird, strange, stupid and obscure phones from all over the globe for your entertainment. And today is part 6 of my iPhone clone month. Finally, the last of the iPhone 2G clones. Why do I have this Apple Pencil in front of me? I'm going to be using this as my stylus. It's faulty, it doesn't work, I bought it for $5, so this is a good stylus. I saved the best till last. This is a dual screen iPhone 2G clone. Now as for this device, I believe I bought it from the same flea market, from the same guy at the flea market, who sold me the one with the fingerprint scanner. I think. I could be wrong, but I think it's from the same guy. No idea where he got them from, but anywho. Alright, you've seen it in the picture. There it is. But where is the dual screen, you say? Hold on. Just a minute. I originally did a video on this back in 2017 on my old channel, in the Retro Phone Archive as I called it. This one's now called the Phone Archive. Same thing. I'd done a review on it per se, and I didn't really go into it fully, but I just showed sort of... Here's a bit of a snippet from the video if you want to have a look at it. Now, it looks sort of like an iPhone, except this here is actually a little joystick, which you can use to press down. That's touchscreen as well. It was still the same crappy video of me recording with my S7 Edge, with the flash on a chair, with the phone at least this close to the camera the whole time. I've changed. Okay, so this is it here. Just a quick comparison. This is an iPhone 3G. This is our last iPhone 2G clone. I do not know exactly what they were aiming for on this device, but it's certainly nothing close to the 2G. Because we have, I would assume, a 2.6-inch touchscreen, I would say. We have an earpiece up there, which actually has what looks like maybe lipstick or something in there. I don't know, it's pink and it's shoved in the earpiece, which, if you can't tell by the scratches, someone was using this at one point in time, which is also very scary. As for our home button, it's a little nipple. It's actually a 4-way directional nipple with a button. It is a home button, just not quite what you expected. Alrighty, so moving to the sides of the device, things get a little bit interesting. Now this here is not the 12-pin proprietary Chinese port. This is in fact one of the Samsung charger ports. The really thin one, I believe, was used in... I can't remember any models off the top of my head, but most of the later slider phones and flip phones from Samsung, I believe it was this port they used before micro USB. I could be wrong. There's a button here, and it has 2 squares in it. So I wonder what that will do. We've got a hole for a microphone, I think. At the bottom, we have absolutely nothing. At the side is where things get even more interesting. We have what should be a door here, but that's sadly gone missing. But what you have here is a slot for a micro SD card, which I've already populated with a 512 meg one, and then we have a slot for a mini SIM. Then we have a camera mounted to the side. I don't even know why, but okay. Now, when I did the teardown in my old video, I found that this camera actually did not work. When I went to try this for this review, the camera ended up working. So somehow when I tore it down the last time in 2017 and put it back together, I've somehow fixed it. I don't know why. You'll see this further in the teardown anyways. At the top of the device, there is nothing. So no headphone jack, no nothing. Rambling over, moving to the back, here is the dual screen iPhone 2G clone in all of its glory. I just nod my head at this point and go, okay, sure, why not? I have no idea how this device was created, who thought that this would be a good idea, but we have a 2 megapixel camera on the back. Spoilers, it's probably not a 2 megapixel, I think it's a 0.3. We have dual speaker grills here. I believe it's actually dual speakers loaded in here, could be wrong. We have our little tiny display there, and it looks like something that would be on the front of a flip phone, to be honest. But then you've got a numeric keypad here with call and call end, and why? Don't ask me, I have no idea. But we have the Apple logo on the antenna cover, but this is not the antenna cover. This is the battery cover. And if we look inside, we can actually see the back of the LCD for this is just right there. That's it. You can see the contacts for the battery, but there's nothing else really going on in there. There's also the problem that the phone's falling apart because there's no screws holding it in because the plastic's all broken. So whoever had this treated it like shit. But it's okay, it still works. Sort of. While doing the camera test, I had to use this battery here, the Sony Ericsson one, which I used in the iPhone 2G with the fingerprint. You just slide it in there, couple rubber bands, and there you go. I didn't mean for it to look like that. And it works. But the original battery that did come with it is this one right here. And this one is a 2000 milliamp hour battery. The ART number is Golden iPhone 800 Plus. So this is a Golden iPhone 800 Plus, okay? It's made by Zhao Shenzhen Jolitong Electronic Technology Co. Limited. And then it's all in Chinese on the back there. But it's swollen. One way you can test that batteries are swollen is if they spin. If they don't spin, then they're not swollen. And thus, that proves my point. So yes, we have a swollen battery. So what do? Because if I put this battery in here, I can't take it back out again. But I could do the review with this in there, but the rubber bands interfere with the touch screen. If I have any dramas, I'll try and wiggle it out. But otherwise, we would just go ahead and place battery in like that. With our battery loaded in, that's the nipple clicking in. Okay, so we go ahead and put the back cover on, and we are now ready to start up the device. Problem is, how do you start up the device? Do you hold the home button? No. Do you hold the side button? No. No, you hold the back of it, right? And you hold the call end. Just wait for it. The screen lights up. Like so. Then you flip it around, and it's a welcome device. Pretty. And that's it. Boot it up. All done. So now we can use this little nubbin to navigate the device. Now you're probably all thinking, what the hell does this dual screen do? So what you do, you press the side button. Front screen turns off, back screen turns on. Insert SIM. Okay, sorry about that. With a SIM card in now, you press the side button, and this comes up. So now what do? You press that, and then how do you navigate? You use the star and hash keys to navigate, and then you can call whoever you want to call. There you go, like so. But this is the thing that doesn't make any sense. Once you've called someone, you then flip it over and use that as the earpiece and talk to someone. So then why does this exist? I don't understand why this is here when you can just do this. Oh, it's still on the back screen. Sorry, I gotta swap it over. There we go. When you can just press that, and then there you go. You just do 1555 or whatever. That'll do. And then you press call, and you just do that. Look at the call. Whoa, look at that. Ah, yeah, the touch screen. We can use this to end it, I think. Can we switch? No. Okay, that'll do. Yeah, the touchscreen's really iffy, so I might be trying to use the pen as well as trying to navigate. But, yeah, that's the dual screen. That's all it's used for, is just literally swap. That's it. You can't really do anything else. I mean, you can dial a number and then call it, obviously. But you can't display the camera on here. You can't display media or anything on here. You can't display nothing, except for this. So its purpose is, I have no idea. But coming back to the actual device itself, so then if we want to go into menu, we just simply press the little nubbin, and that's it. So we've got our phone book, messages, record, settings. There's not a lot here, so we'll go phone book. Actually, I can't show phone book because there's a lot of contacts in here. But like you can see, it's the same layout as the previous clones. In messages, but since I've actually got a SIM card in here, we can access some of these, but there's no point because it's only 2G. Record. Oh, this is missed calls and stuff like that. Okay, fair enough. The menu here actually has the icons from the iPhone 2G, so they're doing something correct, which appears to be the only thing that they got correct on this iPhone 2G clone, to be fairly honest. In settings, we have pen calibration. Actually, is it worth doing pen calibration to see if it fixes my touchscreen issues? I might do that. I actually think that fixed it. And here I was bagging it in the previous reviews. Well, it works now. Phone setup, we have time and date, all that sort of stuff. Display characteristic is the wallpapers. So if we go to the system ones, we can see that one, or that one. And then we have the sub-LCD wallpaper, and you can change that to that, or that. Actually, I might change it to that. Okay, looks nice. There's greeting text, speed dial, dedicated key, which means this, you can set it to up his audio player, down his alarm, left his profiles, and right his tone setup. Oh, we got to get to the ringtones, which is probably going to be the same ones, as we all know. Flight mode, handwriting. Can I? No. We'll see if we can change that. Miscellaneous settings, LCD backlight, nah, nothing special. That's really it in phone setup, but as I've said for the last 5 parts, they all use the same Java operating system, Nucleus RTOS I think it's called, but this one's just slightly scaled down because it needs to fit the small screen. Call setup, call ID, yeah, nah, that's all good. Network setup, network selection, nah. Security setup, nah, don't need to do it. SIM card not supported, okay. And restore factory settings, don't need to do anything. So that's settings done. There's not a lot going on. Let's skip multimedia for now, I'll come back to that. Services, we've got Pocket News, WAP, and data account. Pocket News, I remember Pocket News. Pocket News requested. Yeah, I remember using this on one of my, I think it was the Alcatel 332 that I had. And I used Pocket News to do weather, and it cost me like $1.50 or something like that off my prepaid credit that I had on the phone, so yeah, it wasn't worth it. I should have just looked outside, that would have been easier. In fun, we have games. We don't have games. Okay. So then, stopwatch is in fun. Why is stopwatch in fun? That doesn't make any sense. Same one, cat, as usual. Yep. We all know what's going on there. In profiles, oh, here we go. Volume, I'll turn it. Yep, okay, that's enough for me. Alrighty, cool. Let's go to tone setup, incoming call. How many have we actually got here? Oh my god, it's loaded. I'd say these would all be the same ones from the previous clone we had a look at, but I'll just test it. Yeah, same thing. Yeah, okay. I'm not going to torture you with all that. You all know the ringtones that are on here, so I'm not going to go through that. Let's go extra. Calculator. Unit converter. Weight and length, yep. Currency converter. Oh, they've changed the JPEG to coins. Okay. Bluetooth. Has it been paired with anything else? Ooh, just names. Doesn't say the device, unfortunately. Would have been cool to see what it's been paired with in the past. Calendar is our usual Minesweeper layout. To-do list is empty. Alarm. Don't want to wake up to this every morning. World clock. Getting close. Very close. And that's it. So we're left with multimedia and that's it. So multimedia, we have camera, image viewer, video recorder, video player, audio player, sound recorder, and file manager. Let's start with file manager because the internal storage is 512K. I would say it's the usual 32 megabytes, but I could be wrong. So let's do camera. So we open up camera. There it is there. While it's very hard to make out what's going on, it works. Now this is the back camera. And this is at 1280 by 960. So then you can either come into settings here to change it, or you can click this one and it changes to the side camera. Because why would you need a side camera? I don't know. But you've got one. Both of these cameras record video at 176 by 144 and take photos at 1280 by 960. They also take photos at 640 by 480 and 320 by 240 as well, and even lower than that. Obviously the back camera is the better one. The side camera, it's got some sort of filter applied to it, but I factory reset all the camera settings, but it still appeared. So I have no idea. We'll come into video recorder though. And as you can see, back camera, and then switch camera. And there you go. Just all these settings here, which are all default. But yeah, the side camera is really strange, and the touchscreen's acting up again. Oh no, it's fine. But anyways, I'll splice in the photos that I took with the rear camera and the side camera for you all to enjoy. So sit back, relax, and enjoy what you're about to see.
Testing video recording on the dual screen iPhone 2G clone. I'm holding the battery in place, so if you hear any noises, it's me fumbling around with the battery, but it should be fine. It's been raining most of today, so I've got a bit of sun break to do some video. You'll get to see the brick falling detail as well as get off here. Lastly, we'll have a look at the lemons, go down to the ground, and finally where the bees are. Actually, there's one right there. I don't know if you can see that. I need to get back inside and he's going to stop me. Also digital zoom. Look at it go. That's 3 times digital zoom right there. Holy moly. Okay, now this is the second camera on the iPhone 2G clone that's got dual screen and dual cameras. And I can't see the screen because I'm holding it sideways, so I have no idea what's going on. I think this is how the Blair Witch was recorded or something like that. And standing along the brick wall, I'll admit that taking photos with this is not easy, but I'll try my best. It's very windy. There's something else there. The lemons there, going down, and just there. I think you get the idea of what's going on.
I still don't know what's going on. The rear camera looks normal-ish, and the side camera has that weird effect to it. I have no idea what's going on. So I just tried it with my lighting setup, and it seems to be fine now. Maybe the daytime light is too much for this? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. So, image viewer, why is it empty? Well, there is one of the photos that I did take with the rear camera, and that is what the side camera looks like. See? It's got that weird vintage effect going on. So, yeah, I have no idea. Video... Okay, I'll do that again. That's alright. Video player. There we go.
If you hear any noises, it's me fumbling around with the battery, but it should be fine.
So it plays back videos quite fine, and for this display, look, it's not too bad. I think it's 12 FPS that it's recording at, but it's not too bad. It's reasonable. So all we're left with now is audio player and sound recorder. So now it's time I warn all the headphone users that what you're about to hear is quite loud. I imagine anyways. So, as usual, Mick Gordon's BFG 10,000 from the Doom Eternal OST, as well as Doomed Hunter from the Doom Eternal OST, also composed by Mick Gordon. Alright, so I've turned it down ever so slightly, but this layout kind of reminds me of the iPhone OS layout sort of thing, a little bit. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. I literally felt my eardrums moving around inside my head. Oh, 106. If you bump it down to about halfway, it's not half bad. When you start reaching its peak, that's when the speakers just sound like tin cans on steroids or something like that. That's just insane. They sound horrible. When we get to the teardown, you'll see the speakers inside of this. Yeah, safe to say I wouldn't be sitting on the back of a bus playing this at full ball because it would sound horrible. But then again, in my childhood, I used to catch the bus to school, and there was always those kids up the back with like their really shitty Nokias and stuff playing techno at full ball, and it was just like you couldn't hear a damn thing as to what was going on. I'm like, what are you listening to, man? What songs are you even trying to listen to? So yeah, and then lastly we're left with sound recorder, which we'll just record a new one. Why not? What does it look? Oh, it looks different. RGB, man. Wow, look at it go. Ooh. Okay. Alright, so the handwriting, or the keyboard, can we get the keyboard up and going, or can we not? Okay, ABC, okay. So, oh. Okay, so... Yeah, it works, it's fine. Oh, there's the keyboard. Okay, yeah, looks the same as the other ones. And now we play it back.
man. Wow, look at it go. Ooh.
Looks good. The dual screen, man. It's just such a weird gimmick, and I just don't understand. I can't describe this. Just... why? Also, is that the Windows Vista wallpaper just there? I think it is. I think that was one of the default wallpapers on Windows Vista. Correct me if I'm wrong. I have no words to sum up this device properly, except that it's got dual screens and dual cameras, and it's got a dedicated button to switch the displays, in case you wanted to just... I don't know. This is why I saved the best for last. To my knowledge, I can't think of any other device, and I'm not talking about the Android ones which have like the e-ink displays or an actual secondary display smack bang on the back of it. I'm talking about devices like this that had a secondary display like this. I can't think of any. Nothing comes to mind, so if you know what this is possibly ripping off, let me know. But... your guess is as good as mine, to be fairly honest. Definitely a weird one, and it's good to have this in my collection, because I'm never going to come across one like this ever again. That is this oddball one done, I guess. I mean, is there anything else really to test? I don't think there is, except... P-Book. Sounds funny. If that's it then, let's go ahead and power it off. Which in order to do that, you gotta do this, and you gotta hold this, you gotta do that. Bye-bye. Oh, shit. Alright. Now's the point in time where I tear this thing down, to see what hardware is inside of this. Well, I managed to get the battery out without having to undo the screws, so that's a first. Well, that's not going to go back in there because that's swollen. Alrighty, so in order to get this apart, we need to take off 2 screws there and 2 screws there, but the plastic's broken, so that doesn't really matter. You can just take off these 2 and then it falls apart, pretty much. Also forgot to mention there's a stylus that's meant to go in there, but I don't have it. So with all those screws taken out, we can start to pry apart the device. Now we do this ever so carefully because this could be really collectible. Alright, so the back cover just lifts off like so. And there's a inbuilt antenna just in there. And now we can have a look at the guts. So there's our tin cans. I think they were actually in place. I'll splice in some footage of my old teardown in here if you want to have a look at that. I don't really want to go ahead and pull the rest of it apart because it feels like it's just going to fall apart any second, but you can see the cheapness of it there. You know, I'm surprised that 2017 me didn't kill this thing. 2017 me actually fixed this thing. That doesn't make any sense. But alrighty, so we've got the keypad here. Green, ooh. And then, yeah, pretty much, now's the point where I go, now what? Actually, let's address the side camera. See, there's a side camera there. But see, there's a flex cable. That's just there, and it's missing, spliced off. And having a look at the frame, maybe some sort of sensor was there or something, I really don't know. But that was not there when I tore this down originally. So I have no idea what could have been there. If anyone knows, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, the flex ribbon is clearly spliced off. Otherwise, around the rest of the device, we have the microphone just at the side there. We have our display button. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So, I need to go ahead and take this off really careful like. How does one do this really careful like? Oh my god. So I've got to slide the speakers out of this housing. And then I've got to move the LCD. Okay, that looks like a really surprised face just there. Yeah, so we're starting to get further into the guts. We have a motherboard number there that says M307 version 3. But, oh, so, yeah, I'm pretty sure. So there's a side one and the rear one, and yeah, they're different. Probably the same sensor, I would say, but I don't know, something weird's going on in there. I do have codes here. S166B DL030. I'm pretty sure I've seen this same camera on one of the other clones. I'm pretty sure I did anyways. Alright, well that was very painful to do, but I'm at a point where I've got the motherboard out. This is the frame. There's nothing special going on. There's a little connector there for the touch. There's the display ribbon, camera up there, and the earpiece just there. And I've just had to let this dangle because I can't get this out. It doesn't budge. And if I tried to pry it out, I'm probably going to break it. So, you know what, I'll just leave it there and we focus on the motherboard, which you can see the SIM card slot just there. Our dual speakers, which are going to just dangle there, but I can't really do much about that. SD card slot right there. And then here is all our important stuff that we need to have a look at. There's a better look at the port that's on this as well. That should be 20 pins, I believe. I can't really see them because they're like microscopic. But yeah, that's the port just there. It's not the same as the 12-pin one, definitely different. As I said, it's more looking like the Samsung one, as I said. So we've got a bit of a code that's going on here. What does it say? There's a code just there. If anyone wants to Google that code, feel free. That's quite a bit of a code there, but I have a feeling that our main chips are under here. So being ever so careful, I'm pretty sure this is just shielding on top of a frame, if that makes sense. Yeah, it is. Good. I'll be able to salvage it. What have we got going on in here? Someone sharpied some letters just here. It wasn't me. I didn't deface this, did I? I might have done. The CPU is a MediaTek MT6226BA. The flash module, let's have a look at this. Alright, I've got the code here. It's a K5L2731CAA-D770 Samsung flash module, which is 32 megabytes. I've got another chip there, but I can't quite decipher what it says because of the Sharpie markings on there. Probably part of the power IC, I would say. Well, I think I know the specifications of this device now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this back together off camera, test to see if it still works, do a bit of a conclusion, and then I'm going to be rating the last couple of clones that I've had a look at right here, but we're going to pick out a winner out of all of them. I'll be right back. Wish me luck. It still works. No joke though. It took me an hour to put it back together because I couldn't connect the home button and touch back down to the motherboard because the cable was stuck in place and I had to fiddle around with it, and I have a headache now. It has definitely caused me enough grief, but it still works. That is the main thing. Back cover is back on. Everything clicked back together correctly. Both cameras are working. Everything is good. So in that regards, if you want to pause the video here and read the specifications of this device, everything is pretty much as close as I'm going to get to it. But as I said though, if any of my specifications are wrong, then let me know down in the comments below. But pretty much everything you see here is pretty much everything that I can work out from this device. So with all that being said and done, that is the iPhone 2G saga complete. But we're not finished yet, because I thought I may as well just do a bit of a bonus ranking sort of thing. So we've had a look at 8 of them. So I figured I may as well just do a bit of a lineup here, comment on each one, and then finish this saga off, and we'll be moving on to the 3G saga. So let me adjust the camera, and we'll get to the rankings. So part 6 was the dual screen iPhone 2G clone. Part 5 was the fingerprint scanner one. Part 4 was the Barbie thing. Part 3 was the Fuji Zone and i68 ones. No, i9 ones. Sorry, my bad. Part 2 was the Rave Party iPhone. And part 1 was the iPhone. I'm going to give my favourite one to the Barbie phone. It had the clearest speakers, the best LEDs, and the biggest Apple logo. But if we disregard the Barbie one, let's just put that over there. So if we just put them like that. These ones were, you know, they're so-so. This one, the original iPhone, it was alright, I guess. It wasn't the best. I'm sort of in between these three. This one's the party LED one, fingerprint scanner, and the dual screen one. The dual screen one, actually, I think is pretty stupid, to be fairly honest. I mean, it's got dual screens, dual cameras, but nah. I'm kind of torn between these. For the sheer obscurity of it, I am going to award my favourite iPhone 2G clone to be the iPhone 2G with a fingerprint. Because this is just so obscure. I'm never going to find another one. While it wasn't big in the features department, it has a fingerprint scanner, and I think that's quite unique. So I am going to give this one a gold star. I can give it a gold apple if you want. Not all up, like, I think this was the most enjoyable one to have a look at. I think I had the most fun having a look at this. The Barbie one was also second, even though this was just a bit of a throw-in sort of thing, just to throw you all off. This was actually quite funny to have a look at. And then probably would be this in third place, dual screen, fourth place, and a tie in fifth and sixth place between the Fuji Zone i9s and the iPhone. That gives you a rough idea, but if you guys want to do a tally up in the comments as well and let me know what you thought was the best one out of this lot, let me know. 2G clones, done, finished. So now we move into the 3G and 3G territory. Now I'll let you know now that from here you will not see features like LED lights and fingerprint scanners and all that sort of thing. We're only going to be dealing with straight up 3G clones and 3GS clones that just have some different features between them. Some have a front-facing camera, some have the proprietary port, just stuff like that. Nothing spectacular like these ones. But I expect to start filming very, very soon on the first one, which I think will be this one right here. Just as a bit of a teaser, that'll be the first one we'll do the review on. Thank you very much for watching part 6 of the iPhone 2G clone series thingamajiggy. I had fun looking at the 2G clones, but we're moving into 3G where it starts to get a little bit strange, software-wise. Hardware-wise, meh, and features-wise, meh. Software is the most important thing, so yeah, I hope you all enjoyed this sort of series thing, and I'm going to keep going until I've finished reviewing all iPhone clones, and then continue with the regular content. But until I finish all of the iPhone clones, I don't want to upload anything else in the meantime. I want to just consistently do these clones, finish this off, finish this series off, and then move on to other things. I hope you all enjoyed this once again. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. As always, take care, be good people, stay safe, and I will see you in the next one very soon. Hopefully. If you like this content, feel free to leave a like or a dislike if you didn't. Thanks heaps for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.